We're on our way to visit the Huvenen family of Peoria, Arizona. Like many families, they're wondering how they're ever going to save enough for their 2-year-old son Jack's college education. I'm going to help. So Kyle, Amy, I know one of your big concerns is paying for your son Jack's college education. He's 2 now. The years are going to fly by.
We come from families that value education, so if we can help, you know, we'd like to be the sole providers when he gets to college, but even in part, it's a priority for us as parents.
How you're doing with your retirement savings?
We mainly contribute to 401k plans. I do contribute 15% of my paycheck.
The reason I ask is that because parents are so tuned into their kids and want the best for their kids, a lot of times they neglect their own retirements in their efforts to save for their children. Your kid can get loans for college. Nobody is going to loan you money for retirement. So as hard as it is, you really do have to make that your top financial priority. So tell me where you stand with your savings for Jack's education.
We have a 529 plan, which we opened shortly after he was born. To date, we've mainly contributed gifts, monetary gifts from grandparents, aunts, uncles.
A lot of times, the grandparents are a generation behind in terms of what is the best way to save for college. Savings bonds can be a good way because there's some tax advantages there. The problem is they don't grow very much. So that's the great thing about the 529 as opposed to savings bonds. When money's in a kid's name, it really hurts you for financial aid. So what you want to try to do is keep the money in your name or in the grandparents' name. Once again, the 529 is the best way to do that.
Okay. Great.
The other thing we should probably talk about is how you've got the money invested.
The money is in an age-based target fund, growth fund, based on when he'll graduate from high school.
For most families, that's actually the best choice, particularly because Jack is so young. He's 2 now, you've got 16 years to ride out the ups and downs. You know, we've seen a very rocky market, so a lot of people are thinking, well, maybe I should put this money in something safer. You're giving up a lot of future return. Sure. You know, we are going to see the stock market bounce back at some point, and if later you want to take some other options, that's great, but that's a terrific default option, just going with the age-weighted one.
Okay.
How much would you like to put in?
Ideally, I would like to contribute a couple $100s a month.
I have a number for you, and it's meant to scare you. The amount you'd need to start saving now to pay for any college that Jack got into, $645 a month.
It's just incredible.
You've already made a huge start just by getting the plan in place. One of the things to think about is that rather than trying to pay for a private school education, maybe try to pay for part of a public school education. Your savings can reduce the amount of debt he has to take on. So we've talked about how much college is going to cost, and the amount you're supposed to save is enormous. I want to give you the good news, that there are a lot of options for kids going to college. There are financial aid packages available to help middle-income families get their kids a college education. You can start very small, $25 a month, $50 a month. It's amazing how once you put that on automatic, it just keeps going, and you somehow learn to live without that little extra money, and it's a start. It's definitely a start. Your child is going to get an education, one way or another. You don't have to worry about that.
No doubt, no doubt.